Welcome to the Get Trauma Informed podcast, dedicated to unraveling the complexities of trauma, its pervasive impact, and the journey towards holistic recovery and realignment. If your radiance has ever felt muted, like I and thousands of others, you're in the right place to reignite your inner light. I'm your host, Wellness Coach Liz Blanding, and this is the Get Trauma Informed podcast. There are some moments you do not grow out of. You grow around them. You carry them. You survive them. But they still shape the way you trust. They still shape the way you love. And sometimes they shape the way you fear. Welcome back to the Get Trauma Informed podcast. I'm your host, peer-to-peer wellness coach Liz Blanding. Today, I want to take us deeper into a defining moment in my story. A moment that shattered my world, interrupted my childhood, and changed the way I viewed safety. I was 3 years old. A 3-year-old, a child should be learning colors, learning shapes, learning songs, learning how to play. But I was learning something very different. I watched my mother being violently stabbed. I remember standing there, frozen, afraid, confused, my little feet planted on the floor that was covered with fear, chaos, and blood. But what shaped me the most was not only the violence, it was what happened afterward. No one comforted that little girl who witnessed it. No one picked her up. No one checked on her. No one held her. No one told her she was safe. No one helped her to understand what she saw. So that little girl learned to stay silent. She learned to stay still. She learned to survive quietly. She learned that fear is normal. And she learned that feelings did not matter. That moment became the foundation of my emotional world. It shaped my belief that life is unpredictable and safety is fragile. And without understanding this moment, I spent years wondering why I react the way I did in relationships and conflicts and in life. Childhood trauma changed the way my brain develops, especially trauma that happened before a child has language. Children do not understand violence, but they understand fear. They don't understand chaos. They understand emotional abandonment. What I experienced is called childhood emotional neglect. This happens when a child goes through something overwhelming and no one helps them to process the experience. When a child is not comforted after trauma, the child learns my feelings don't matter. My fear is not important. I must stay quiet. I must take care of myself. Asking for help is not an option. This becomes a template for adulthood. It influences how we choose partners, how we set boundaries, how we respond to conflict, why we attach and attract unsafe people, why we stay silent when we should speak up, why we shrink instead of asking for support. The child who was not comforted becomes the adult who struggles to believe she deserves comfort. As the trauma-informed girl, I can look back at that moment with compassion instead of shame. I do not judge that little girl anymore. I protect her now. I listen to her now. I comfort her now. I understand that she did not have the tools to make sense of pain. She did not have the language to describe fear. She did not have the support she needed. But today I do. And recovery taught me that acknowledging her pain does not make me weak. It strengthens me. It frees me. It allows me to show up in relationships with clarity instead of confusion. That moment shattered my world, but it also became the moment that taught me how to rebuild. See, during our inner child grounding and vagus nerve, it calms us. There's a vagus nerve exercise that calms us. Today, I want to offer you a simple grounding tool from the moments, for those moments when old memories and old emotions surface. Not suffer, but surface. Place one hand on your chest. Place one hand on your stomach. Take a slow breath in through your nose. Hold it for a moment. Exhale slow through your mouth. You can repeat that as many times as you need in order to calm the vagus nerve. Now say softly to yourself, I am safe now. I can breathe now. I'm not alone anymore. This grounding reconnects the adult you with the child you. And I call it inner child, inner adult, inner adolescent. It brings the nervous system out of survival mode. It brings your body, it reminds your body that the danger is not here. It brings your body into a safety mode versus a survival mode. It teaches you how to comfort yourself in a way no one comforted you back then. Our spiritual reflection tells us today that God is close to the brokenhearted. That means he was close to that 3-year-old girl who did not have words to cry out for help. He was close to the child who stood alone in fear, and he is close to you. God did not abandon you in your early years. He carried you through them, and he is still carrying you through every step of your recovery journey. So if today's episode has opened your eyes to the weight you carried as a child, then level 1 of the trauma recovery course is your next step. Level 1, Pathways to Get Trauma Informed, helps you to understand how childhood trauma shapes identity, trust, and emotional responses. It gives you tools to understand your story and reclaim the parts of you that were left unseen. You do not have to figure this out alone. Level 1 is a guided journey back to yourself, one breath at a time. We are recovering one breath at a time. Give yourself grace and stay fearless. Bye for now. It's time to buckle up. No more suffering in silence. Our Power Pack journey to recovery and realignment starts now. Remember, you were collateral damage on someone else's warpath. Trauma is not your fault. Recovery, however, is your responsibility. I'm your host, Wellness Coach Liz Blanding, and this is the Get Trauma Informed podcast.